Once this rear area has been completed, actually we're gonna do a little bit more right here. Then you're going to go ahead and complete the front, which is we're going to scissor and angle into the shoulders. We want the back to be level from the base of the tail to the withers. So starting with that, from above the dog, and I'm not saying that you need to stand on a chair, you just take your hydraulic table and set it down. But you can hold it, I'm gonna hold the head, actually hold the head down, and I wanna scissor this line level, right from there, from the withers. Base of the tail, the whole top line. And when you scissor that level here, when you're done and you lift that neck up, it's really surprising how it's so level and it's right where you want it to be. And the same thing here, when this is held down like this, and I can get a good angle on it, I can cut in this shoulder, I can see where the point of rump is, cut in my angle here that goes into the top of the shoulder, and then cut my shoulder in here along with the side of the neck. And when I let go of this head and pull it up, you'll be surprised at just how well that angle worked its way in, and it's just about perfect to where we want it to be. Especially on a large poodle, using a longer scissor, you're going to cover more area, and the process will be a little bit faster for you. I'm also going to pick this up and neaten up this undercarriage. Again, I'm just scissoring over the top. We've cut in a good angle. And we're doing this fourth right now. So my next step is going to be the top of the neck. So without a chair, again, I'm holding this level. I'm going to just scissor a level line on the top and the sides of the neck. I'm not taking up a ton of hair. And notice again, you don't want to bounce with your scissors. It's really the simplest suggestion that I can have to how to make this look nice and smooth and blend in really nicely for you. This line, we're just going to neaten this up a little bit. And here's your profile. You want the neck to look long and well arched. And you want the shoulder to look balanced, since this neckline is a little thick. So you're going to take some more up there. Blending in that neckline and getting the other side as well. I have to get over here a little bit. And now I'm going to bevel off the bottom of the front legs and connect these two, which you want this area to be the same amount of hair around the leg as what's on your rear hock area. So looking at that, it's got pretty good balance, pretty good proportion, and you want this to be cylindrical. Again, I'm going to visualize my line and scissor anything that's going outside of that length. And then this is going to go into bell bottoms, which is a little different than what you might do on a standard poodle trim, which would be tapered towards the bottom of the foot. So I'm going to comb this down, and anything that goes outside of my line underneath, I'm going to bevel so it goes upward and outward, and it's the same shape as the rear leg back here, about the same length. This needs to grow out a little right in here, so we're gonna again just not touch that part, and let's fix it up on the next go round. And it's important on the poodle that one thing flows into another. Unlike a schnauzer, when you're scissoring a schnauzer or putting the schnauzer pattern in, you'll have distinctive, the legs are distinctive from the body, but on the poodle, this should flow, this part should be flowing into the shoulder angle, which should flow into those front legs. One part should just flow into the other. For the shoulder angle, I'm going to lift up the ear, scissor this in, setting that angle in. And I want this to match with this. And this is a full scissored puppy trim, but it's fairly short on the back, you know, compared to some full scissor trims. And we're working into scissoring it and leaving it a little bit fuller than it is at this time. So to complete Poppy's head, Poppy was done 2 weeks ago, so we don't have a lot here to worry about, but just to keep in mind that their head should be slightly wider than the width of the eyes as far as the top knot goes. And when you look at the width of the eyes and the height of the top knot, those should also be balanced. So I always remember scissor upward and outward so you don't get a little head that's going too far that way. And we're putting an ear set here, which can be just scissored in and level on both sides. So we're actually kind of squaring it off a little bit. We're not making a big mushroom head. But we do this side and we do this side. And then we're going to connect the two just by scissoring over the top. And here we are growing this top knot out a little bit too. So we want to be careful not to take off too much. But you can tell that if I just sit in one place and I just scissor and I'm not even getting deep, it still finishes that top of that head off really nice and smooth. And that's really the secret to doing that, is just when you think you're done, just scissor over that area a little bit more. And it gets the tips and it pulls it all together and gives you a nice smooth finish. And then I'm going to clean up the clipper line on each side of the head. And again, then we just connect each side to give us a nice balanced top knot. This doesn't have a definite set at the back of the head, so this is one style of top knot that you can do, and it's pretty easy to balance. So the tail is banded 1/3 and 2/3 left with hair, and we're shaping this to an oval and beveling the area that we shaved to with a 10. Here you want an equal amount of hair on all sides of the tail. You comb it down if it goes past your beveling line, scissor outward and upward, and then you round your edges. And you get a nice, beautiful, elegant tail. The top of the tail should line up with the base of the skull. And that's exactly where Poppy's comes to. Beautiful. Okay, so here we are with Poppy's finished trim. You can see that it flows from one area to the next, that we have a nice angulated rear that matches up with the shoulder angle in the front. She's level from the base of the tail to the withers, and as with all poodle trims, the main requirement is that they're balanced and elegant. And if that's not an elegant face, I don't know what is. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Happy grooming.